edition of PDL Techniques. Today I want to show you some of the quiz question types that you can do in the new quizzes in Canvas. So there are a lot of options that the new quizzes offers you, and I think it's important for everyone to become familiar with how some of these question options are utilized and how you can create with some of these question options. So I want to show you two of them in today's section, and I'm going to be talking to you about the the fill in the blank option and the multiple answer option. So I want to give you an opportunity to see what both of those look like. So I already have a quiz I've already created with new quizzes. If you want more information, I encourage you to I believe we have some PDL techniques on the new quizzes. You can also check out the Canvas guide. So there's a lot of good information about Canvas quizzes and how to develop the new ones. So I have my quiz already developed, and I'm going to create a new question by clicking the plus sign in the blue circle. And again, this is in the new quizzes, so I can click on this blue circle, and then you'll see I have a few question options that pop up. And again, today I'm going to be focusing on the fill in the blank, and I'm also going to be showing you the multiple answer option. I'm going to start with a multiple answer choice, and I'm going to select that option there. And once I get to this question, you're going to see up here, it's going to give me the ability to insert a question title. I'm going to skip that for right now. I'm just going to jump to the question stem. And then here you're going to see a content editor where I can enter my question. I'm just going to type in a question for this one as an example. Okay, so there's my question that I'm going to have my students respond to. And then underneath it, you're going to see a variety of different answer choices, and each answer choice will have a checkbox next to it. So I'm going to just insert potential answers for my students to select for this question. Okay, so I have my question and I've inserted my answer choices. You'll notice that I did for a couple of these, I used the as a part of the rich content editor, they do have a math quill where you can insert math functions, and I just use this as a fraction. So this particular one is 3/5. This particular one is 7/8. So I know that looks weird there. That's just how it appears after you've used the math quill to enter your math operations. So what I do now is for my multiple answer question is I can now select the checkbox next to each one of the options that is a potential correct answer. So for this particular one, I could check off each one of these that is a correct answer. And there we have my options there. I could always remove some of these answer choices by clicking the trash can right next to it over here on the side. Below it, you will see some options. So if you want to give students the ability to use calculators or to shuffle the answer choices, you could do that. I'll just shuffle the answer choices. I'm going to say that calculator is not quite necessary for this one, but you may have questions where you might feel a calculator is necessary. So you can certainly check it off if you want to. They do have grading options here of partial credit with penalty, or you can have it set for an exact match. I'm just going to leave it as an exact match for right now. You can also attach this to outcomes. So if you wanted to connect this to a standard, you could do that by attaching it to an outcome. And also, if you have an item bank that you've already created, you could add this to an item bank. Or if you wanted to create a brand new item bank, you could certainly do that here. I'm just going to skip that for right now. Then down here at the bottom, you'll be able to change the point value. So if you, instead of this being for 1, you could make this out of 10 or 5 or whatever you think is necessary. Okay, and then I'm going to press done, and that's really it. That's all you have to do for your multiple answer question. Here is the question as it will appear for you. In a few minutes, I'm going to show you how it will appear for the students. Now, the second question option I want to show you is the fill in the blank question. And what's really nice about the fill in the blank option is it gives you the ability to create a sentence or a statement, and you can select how many blanks you want. So you can be 1 blank, you can do 2, it's entirely up to you. So I'm just going to do the same thing I did before when I was creating a new question. I'm going to click on the blue circle. You see now that I have a question, I have 2 blue circles to choose from. So if I wanted the question to go before this one, I could put it up here. If I wanted to go after, I would choose the blue circle after the question. So I'm just going to click on one of them, and I'm going to choose my fill in the blank. And once again, you'll see over here, I'll have the ability to choose a question title. I could insert a question stem here if I wanted to as well. I know that's where we entered the question for the multiple answer question. But for this one, you don't have to include it in there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go down here to where it says type statement. And then this is where I'm going to enter the statement that is going to be my question. So here is my statement that I have in here. And so now you'll notice up here where it gives me some directions where it says type the statement, select text, and press enter to create a new blank. So I've already typed my statement in right here. So I have that there. So now I can select the text that I want to, where I want the blank to be. So in this case, for example, let's say I want Mexico to be one of my blanks. So I can highlight Mexico, and then I can press enter on my keyboard. And now you see I have the square around Mexico, and now this is going to be one of my blanks. Okay, and now over here underneath it, you'll see I have a 1 next to the word Mexico right here, and then I can choose the answer type and the text match. So right now, my answer type is an open entry. So this is where I give my students the ability just to type in whatever they want. It's a free response. So right now it's set so that their answer has to contain Mexico. And right now that's what it was accept. You will notice that for the text match, I do have other options where it says text contain. There's a close enough. There is an exact match. I can even specify correct answers. So if I wanted to go in here, I could type in Mexico as a correct answer. I could type in other things that my students might also type in. Maybe they might type it in differently. Maybe I have students who I know that will spell this incorrectly. Maybe that's a common misspelling that I see. I could put that there, and I can continue to put additional options for potential correct answers that I will accept for this fill in the blank question. So you can insert here. So this is really helpful when you do that here, particularly if you're doing things. I know if when we're doing math with our students and they're trying to put the units at the end of it. So if the question is asking it in or in ounces, then you can set the answer to accept, OZ at the end, or the full word ounces. So you can have some flexibility there in terms of what you will accept. So there is just a few of those that's there for the open entry. Now you don't have to do open entry. You can choose other options here as well. You'll notice instead of open entry, they do have other ones, including drop down and word bank. So let me just show you what those look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select another word in my statement. So I've already have Mexico as an option. Now I'm going to do the same thing for California. So I'm going to go over here to California and press enter. And now I have 2 blanks. I have 2 fill in the blanks in this one statement. So I have a fill in the blank for Mexico, which we see here. And now I have a fill in the blank for California, which will show down here. Now we've already looked at the open entry. And now I'm going to show you these options down here underneath it. There is a drop down. And when I choose drop down, I can create a list of potential answers that my students will select from when they get to this part. So I could say California. I can say New Mexico. And so I can include those 3 options. I can include more if I wanted to there. But now when my students get to this question, there will be a drop down option that they can choose from, and they can select any one of these 3 options. The other option that you will see here is the word bank. So the word bank would provide the students with a list of words that will allow them to choose. So I will do one more of these so you can see the word bank. So this time I'm going to choose on Miguel's name up here at the top. So I'm going to do the same thing. Click on Miguel, highlight it, and then press enter. And so now we have Miguel, Mexico, and California. And so this time I'm going to choose the word bank. And now for my word bank, I'm going to, again, it's the same thing as a drop down, but I'm going to give them a list of options that they could choose from. So I'm going to say, I'm going to provide a list here. So once you have your answer choices listed here, you've pretty much done everything that you needed to for this particular question. And now we can go down to the bottom and we're going to press done. And now we have our questions here. So just to give you an idea of what this will look like, I'm going to preview the quiz. And here you will see the questions. Here is my multiple answer questions where the students will be able to click on and select whichever ones they feel is correct. And then down here at the bottom, you see I have my 3 answer choices. So for the first one here, I have my answer choices that I can push over here. So all the students would do is drag this one up here for this one. And then over here where it says for Miguel and his family left, and they can click on here to type their answer. And then over here on the side, for this last one, there is the drop down option, and they can choose whichever one of these they think is correct. So that is the multiple answer question type as well as the fill in the blank question type that's available in the new Canvas quizzes.